Battle for Dream Island has quite a lot of characters, I must say, quite a lot indeed, and for a show of a fan base that's relatively big, lots of these characters get pretty big fan bases. But what if I told you they didn't deserve those fan bases? At least some of them, in my opinion, and those are called overrated characters. I'm not going to make this intro long, but before we start, this is a part 2 to a video I already made, so if there's some characters that you think quite obviously should have been on this list, I probably have talked about them before. I'll even talk about some of the characters again, and talk about what I think about them now, since it was quite a while since I made my last video on overrated characters. I'll probably spend time talking about Teardrop the most out of all the characters in this video, because she's absolutely insufferable the more I think about it. Throughout BFDI, BFDIA, and BFB, she does practically nothing at all. Yeah, in BFB, she gets pretty high vote counts and made it to the final 3. She literally cannot have any actual interactions with any other character, aside from one just knowing what she's saying or implying. Then for some reason, out of the 14 characters that they could have done anything with out of the post-split cast, they decided to bring Teardrop back, not because the viewers wanted to, but because they just decided that one of the finalists should make it to TPOT. A show that already had a lot of characters, so why add more characters when you're uploading an episode once a year? It would have at least been somewhat excusable if it was like Ruby Balloony, Spongy, or Loser that joined because they didn't get much to do in post-split, but no, pick it with a character that got quite a lot of screen time and was pretty boring during all of her screen time. She was then put on a solo team, meaning she can't actually have any interactions with any other characters, and when one of the writers planned to have her and Eggy have more interactions, they just scrap that, threw it out the window, get rid of it like your firstborn child. Screw having an interesting character, let's just have Teardrop solo every single challenge. Notice how she has no real struggle, and the only time where she's actually weakened, Snowball out of all characters just decides to help her. I mean, I didn't really mind that, but the only time she struggles, she had to be saved by like other characters. Just have her deal with a problem that she actually, you know, is actually a problem to her. Eraser doesn't seem to be a bother to her that much. Yeah, they have a little song and dance, you know, Eraser doing some shenanigans, but at the end of the day, Teardrop will just win whatever mess that Eraser starts to do. It's barely an inconvenience. They also treat her sacrifice near the end of episode 9 as a sacrifice, but it really wasn't. It was just more of a thing you had to do. Like, wow, writers, you really left TD with a old difficult choice. Aside from episode 13, where she defeats Robot Flower, Fan has done practically nothing at all in the slightest the moment the teams merged. And yeah, she did try to convince Death Pact again to stop the whole, you know, Death Pact bit. But aside from that, she does nothing else at all in the entire series. And yeah, she worked with Ice Cube to try to solve what's going on with one, but that really didn't go anywhere at all. Honestly, out of the 4 contestants that are up for elimination in episode 19, I honestly hope she's the one that gets out. The writers cannot think of a single thing for her to do, and yet she's always the second most voted to stay. From episode 14 to now, her performance in every challenge was absolutely abysmal. In episode 14, her team lost. In episode 15, her team lost again. In episode 16, their team won, but she was the first one to get out. In episode 17, she was the second one to get out, but to be fair, Tennis Ball was on that team in that episode, and Tennis Ball was an absolute idiot that episode. In episode 19, she's the first out again, gets recovered, so oh, maybe she'll do more, and then dies. I mean, the writers know they can just kill her off for like an entire episode and she'll still somehow get like 50,000 votes. Winner might be a bit of a weird choice to say is an overrated character, but when you really think about it, they've really done nothing aside from episode 17. It's kind of shocking that in episode 17 as well, they got the 3rd most amount of votes, when all they did that episode was befriend Book, which wasn't really that interesting. I mean, Yellowface didn't get that many votes and he befriended somebody. And I wouldn't say that they're still currently overrated, it's just during that little bit of time around episode 16 that they were just a little overrated. That was just a bit of a shorter section, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so since the 4 months that I made my last overrated character video, let's see how some characters improved. I will go through the characters that barely improved, and to the characters that were mostly improved. Hooray! There were really not that many overrated characters I could actually think of, so that's why I'm doing this. Tennis Ball and Teapot might have actually gotten worse since episode 16. In episode 17, he became an absolute idiot. Like, why the hell do you have to do research on an animal when the whole point is to ride it? I don't think you need to be bloody Albert Einstein to figure out how to ride an animal. And in episode 19, he ties the enraged animal to a pole, angering it even more. And it also gets bottle killed, so that's kind of irresponsible on Tennis Ball's end. Oh yeah, Tennis Ball the absolute idiot got, like, the second most amount of votes in episode 19, which is absolutely blasphemous. But it is better than TV staying. Guess what? TV got slightly better. He took over a spider and started killing Tree. Or at least attempted to kill Tree. It was genuinely kind of good that TV started to realize that nobody cared for the mechanical minds. Except, he's barely shown any personality before that moment, so it wasn't really that impactful. I feel like for every single elimination that TV was up for, he should have been the one to get out. Like, out of everybody that he was up for elimination with. So it's good to see that he did get out. Before TPOT 19, Lai was in dire need of something to do. Prior to her debut in TPOT 13, people were wanting to see more of her dark past and what she does when she flips the other switch. And before TPOT 19, the most we see her do of that is just kill Sync. Wow, what a plot relevant character that she killed. In TPOT 19, she has to talk with Black Hole, and then decides she should stop holding back, and then she solos like all 26 of the debuters, minus non-existy. That scene was like watching that one bad teammate lock the hell in. She will definitely be safe next episode, so I hope they do more of her in future episodes. Well, if there will be any future episodes. Honestly, before I started this video, I thought there was way more overrated characters in this show, but that's the most I could actually really think of. So I guess there probably needs to be a part 3. So I swear to God, if Tennis Ball survives next episode, I will commit arson on the entire country. Hello everybody! Just a guy, 71,000 days, and stuff, just off.